Welcome to a special report from the White House briefing room, the nerve center of American political theater. Here, behind these iconic doors, history is made, or sometimes unmade, one press conference at a time. The air is thick with anticipation as journalists from around the world gather, notebooks in hand, ready to capture every word, every gesture, every carefully crafted message. This is the arena where facts are tested, narratives are spun, and the press secretary must balance the art of persuasion with the weight of truth. Each day, the podium becomes a stage, and the press secretary, a performer, sometimes a diplomat, sometimes a magician, always under the spotlight. Today, our spotlight falls on Karoline Leavitt, the administration's current spokesperson. Her briefings have become must-see events, blending policy updates with moments of unscripted drama. Leavitt's style is unmistakable. Confident, quick-witted, and unafraid to challenge the room. Her words can clarify, confuse, or captivate, sometimes all at once. In this room, you never quite know what you'll get. Will it be a detailed policy breakdown, a surprising admission, or perhaps a wild historical rewrite that leaves the press corps scrambling to fact-check in real time? The unpredictability is part of the spectacle. This past week, Leavitt delivered a moment that will echo through the halls of political lore. A performance so memorable it's destined to be dissected by historians, debated by pundits, and of course, lampooned by late-night comedians. On June 23rd, she took to the podium to defend the administration's controversial foreign policy decisions. Her goal, to project strength and resolve. The result, a viral sensation, as her remarks ricocheted across social media, spawning 1,000 memes and igniting debates far beyond the briefing room. We're about to dive into a saga of words, weapons, and wild claims, a story that raises questions about who gets to write history, and how a single statement delivered from this very podium can shift the narrative for millions. In this high-stakes environment, every word matters, and every claim has the power to shape public perception. It all begins with a claim so audacious, so unexpected, that you have to admire the sheer chutzpah. In a world where information moves at lightning speed, moments like these remind us just how quickly the story can change. So, let's set the scene. The cameras are rolling, the world is watching, and Karoline Leavitt is about to make a statement that will have everyone talking. This is the moment she decided to rewrite the history books, live on air. An audacious move that will be remembered long after the microphones are turned off. The nation watched, eyes glued to screens in living rooms, bars, and offices across America, as the latest chapter in a tense global standoff unfolded in real time. Karoline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, stepped up to the podium to defend Operation Midnight Hammer, the administration's bold and controversial strike on Iranian nuclear facilities, a move that had sent shockwaves through the international community and left Americans anxious about what might come next. This was a moment that called for measured words and steady leadership, a chance to reassure a nervous public and the world. But Leavitt, instead, took a sharp turn away from the expected script. Appearing on Fox News, she made a stunning declaration. The administration's guiding principle, peace through strength, was not just a slogan, but an original idea, invented by Donald Trump himself. She insisted it wasn't merely revived or popularized by him, but that he was the true originator. The claim was delivered with absolute confidence, as if rewriting decades of American foreign policy history could be accomplished in a single sentence. The room fell silent, reporters exchanging incredulous glances, the weight of her words hanging in the air like a thick fog. It was as if she'd claimed Trump invented the wheel, or penned the lyrics to Happy Birthday, a statement so outlandish it seemed almost surreal. The audacity of the statement stunned not just the press corps but politicians and viewers everywhere, freezing the political world in a rare collective moment of disbelief. For a heartbeat, everyone wondered, did she really just say that? The silence was electric, but it didn't last long. Within seconds, the internet exploded. Journalists scrambled to fact-check, historians weighed in, and social media feeds lit up with disbelief and mockery. Leavitt's claim wasn't just a minor gaffe, it was a brazen attempt to rewrite history, broadcast live to millions, and instantly dissected by pundits and late-night hosts alike. The assertion became instant meme fodder, uniting viewers in disbelief and sparking a wave of viral jokes, parodies, and hashtags that swept across the internet. Even after the cameras stopped rolling, the moment lingered, echoing through empty hallways and across newsrooms, as analysts debated what it meant for the administration's credibility. Inside the White House, officials scrambled to contain the fallout, as headlines blared about the administration's spectacular attempt to claim a legacy that wasn't theirs to own. And as the story ricocheted around the globe, one thing was clear: the world was watching, and history, no matter how boldly rewritten, would not be so easily changed. In the briefing room, reporters struggled to keep straight faces as Leavitt's claim landed. The internet, however, had no such restraint. Within minutes, peace through strength was trending for all the wrong reasons. Commentators and historians posted receipts, Reagan speeches, Roman quotes, and Air Force mottos. Memes exploded, Trump as a Roman emperor whispering to Reagan, inventing the wheel. The online world united in a rare moment of bipartisan mockery. Historians, policy wonks, and everyday users all joined in to correct the record. The White House's attempt to own the phrase only drew more attention to its real origins. The Streisand effect was in full force. Instead of controlling the narrative, the administration became the punchline. For a brief moment, the internet agreed on one thing: history matters. The incident became a textbook lesson in how not to rewrite the past. The White House got a crash course in meme-driven accountability. Let's clear up the history. The phrase peace through strength didn't just appear out of thin air, nor is it a modern invention. Its roots stretch deep into the past, woven through centuries of political philosophy, military strategy, and national identity. To understand its journey, we need to travel back in time, far beyond the headlines and sound bites of today. The idea of peace through strength dates back to the Roman Empire. Emperor Hadrian believed in deterring enemies with overwhelming power. Hadrian, like many Roman leaders, saw military might not just as a tool for conquest, but as a shield for peace. The Roman legions, with their discipline and numbers, were a constant reminder to Rome's rivals. Peace was best kept by those who could defend it. The phrase "si vis pacem para bellum," if you want peace, prepare for war, became a cornerstone of military thought. This wasn't just a catchy slogan, it was a guiding principle for empires and nations that followed. The Romans carved it in stone, taught it to their generals, and passed it down through the ages as a warning and a lesson. In the U.S., peace through strength has been the motto of the 8th Air Force since 1944. During World War II, as American bombers soared over Europe, the phrase captured the spirit of a nation determined to end conflict by demonstrating resolve and capability. It was more than a motto, it was a mission statement for those risking everything to secure peace. Ronald Reagan made it famous in the 1980s, using it as the centerpiece of his foreign policy. For Reagan, peace through strength wasn't just rhetoric, it was a strategy that shaped the Cold War, guided arms negotiations, and defined America's posture on the world stage. His speeches echoed with the conviction that a strong America was a peaceful America. Even before Reagan, Barry Goldwater used it in 1964. Goldwater, a staunch conservative, invoked the phrase to rally support for a robust national defense. His campaign may not have won the presidency, but it helped cement peace through strength as a core tenet of conservative ideology in America. To claim Trump invented it is to erase decades of conservative history. The phrase has been a rallying cry for generations of leaders, woven into speeches, campaign slogans, and party platforms. It's a thread that runs through the fabric of American political discourse, connecting past to present. The idea is ancient, the motto is American, and Reagan made it iconic. But its power comes from its longevity. From the Roman Senate to the halls of Congress, it has survived because it resonates with the timeless desire for security and stability. Claiming it as a Trump original isn't just a gaffe, it's a bold, historically illiterate move. It overlooks the centuries of debate, conflict, and leadership that gave the phrase its meaning. It's not just about who said it last, but about the legacy it carries. The administration tried to rebrand a foundational slogan, but the facts are stubborn things. History doesn't bend to political convenience, and the record is clear for anyone willing to look. The internet's swift correction was a reminder: history can't be rewritten by press release. In the digital age, misinformation is quickly challenged, and the truth finds its way to the surface. The phrase belongs to centuries, not a single administration, and the world noticed. From ancient Rome to modern America, peace through strength is a legacy that transcends any one leader, reminding us that history is bigger than politics and always watching. Why was Leavitt talking about peace through strength? to defend Operation Midnight Hammer, a major strike on Iran's nuclear facilities. The administration called it a necessary act of defense, but critics from both parties saw it as reckless and unconstitutional. Lawmakers accused the president of bypassing Congress and risking a wider conflict. Leavitt's infamous claim was meant to frame the strike as part of a brilliant Trump doctrine. Instead, it overshadowed the real debate and became the story itself. The attempt to justify the strike with a historical blunder only deepened the controversy. The fallout from the Iran strike quickly turned into a Washington blame game. Leavitt insisted that congressional leaders were briefed, but details were murky. She claimed Schumer was notified, but Jeffries was unreachable until after the operation began. This technical defense did little to calm critics who argued the administration had sidestepped real consultation. Leavitt attacked media reports and even fellow Republicans who questioned the strike. The episode devolved into confusion and finger-pointing, reinforcing the image of an administration that treats Congress as an afterthought. Trust between branches of government took another hit. This wasn't Leavitt's first brush with controversy. Back in April, she justified the wrongful deportation of Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia by labeling him an MS-13 gang leader, without evidence. She declared that foreign terrorists no longer had legal protections, a sweeping and unsubstantiated claim. Abrego Garcia's lawyers pushed back, and under pressure, the administration admitted an error in his deportation. The narrative shifted from tough on crime to bureaucratic blunder. The administration's climb-down was embarrassing and exposed the dangers of headline-driven accusations. Another bold claim, another walkback. The Abrego Garcia and Peace Through Strength incidents reveal a pattern. In both, Leavitt made dramatic, fact-challenged claims to defend controversial actions. The goal seemed to be winning the news cycle, not informing the public. Each gaffe eroded trust, leaving citizens to question everything from the podium. When official statements consistently bend the truth, democracy itself is weakened. So where does this leave us? The White House podium is now a source of both news and comedy, with every statement requiring a fact check. When the administration's mouthpiece repeatedly gets basic facts wrong, it looks less like a gaffe and more like a strategy. Honesty is the currency of governance. Without it, trust collapses. Every false claim from the podium makes the truth harder to find. The saga of Karoline Leavitt is more than a funny anecdote, it's a warning. Words matter, facts matter, and history can't be invented. In the end, history always gets the last laugh, and that's one claim you can believe.